Listeners be advised. The Soliloquy podcast discuss matters related to the human experience and many that are sexual in nature. Due to this, some conversations may surround triggering topics such as sexual violence, self-harm, abuse, and much more. Please be advised, a list of crisis and psychological resources will be available in the show notes of this episode. With that said, let's get started with the show.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention please as we go through the following safety instructions.
In the event that there is a loss of cabin pressure, oxygen mask will drop from the overhead. Place the mask over your nose and mouth. Breathe normally as oxygen is flowing even if the mask is not inflated. Be sure to adjust your own mask before helping others.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Soliloquy podcast, where we step out and speak on sexuality. This is your favorite host, Vernon T. Scott, also known as Slaytor Jackson, and for you freaking motherfuckers out there, Sebastian Adams. On today's episode, it's the fourth episode of motherfucking Heauxvember, and we're talking about the best and worst sexual experiences. And since we've been freaking nasty and all sexual positive and all great energies throughout this damn month, we're going to make sure that we're focusing on the non-traumatic sexual experiences for everybody. Just know that those can be someone's worst. And our conversation is not to belittle any of that, but it's just we're focused on the consensual, horrible sexual experiences. That's all. But on today's, I guess, panel, we got a lot of motherfuckers. We have returning, everybody's returning, actually. We got Tyrell, we got Hakeem, we got Sharita, we got this motherfucker Vernon. We got a lot of motherfuckers today. So let's start off with some brief introductions from, how I see everybody on the screen. It's going to be Tyrell, then Hakeem, then Sharita. Let everybody know how great you are, what you do, and all this other stuff. If you want to put some social media handles out there, I don't give a damn. What's up?
All right. Thank you so much. Hello, everybody. My name is Tyrell Collins. So glad to be back. Of course, as always, just a little bit about me. Born and raised in ATL, and I'm a third-year doctoral student in English and Rhetoric and Composition, and definitely have spoken, in the nature of psychology and, Black sexuality, and have a focus in Black, queer, and trans studies. So yeah, definitely glad to be back and among these wonderful folks.
Nah,
sorry,
you did.
What you mean? I was just absorbing what the man said, because I was like, okay, let's go.
Is that the only thing you're absorbing today? But okay.
Look, we ain't gonna talk about how I was just fucking, and I got to this podcast late.
But we are. But anyway.
So my name's Hakeem. I am a young professional in the psychology field, specifically counseling. I'm currently on my APC, trying to get my LPC. I am 29 years old, Aries, born and raised, and I like long walks on the beach. But excluding all that, I'm glad to be here. I'm glad to be back on the podcast with these wonderful people. To talk about sex and all things related to sex.
Sharita.
All right. So I'm Sharita. So I am also a therapist. I am a licensed marriage and family therapist. I'm currently getting my certification to be a sex therapist. So look out for that. Also trying to get a certification to be a yoga instructor. I'm really interested in tantric yoga. Hold on, what were we talking about? I'm 31 and I'm a Gemini, so there's that.
Oh, well, since we've thrown out signs, I'm a Pisces. I'm the good Pisces. I'm a February Pisces. Those March Pisces or something else. I cannot. I love y'all, though. Y'all are fun people. I love y'all's energies. Y'all cool. But y'all a different kind of breed of crazy. Mm-mm.
I'm the non-crazy Gemini, I think.
Yeah, you got to put that. You got to put that out there.
Yeah.
Tara, what's your sign?
I'm actually a Virgo, birthday in 9 days. So
ooh, okay, birthday.
Thank you. And it's going to be my golden birthday. I'll be 29 on the 29th. So,
look at that. Okay.
Yes.
Are you gonna do anything fun?
You know, the thing is, I'm not usually a big birthday celebrator, so I don't have anything planned. Probably just, you know, what I usually do, just like maybe like lunch or dinner with like my mom somewhere, you know, something that's, you know, just low key. But I am, you know, excited. Being on the cusp of 30, like I've enjoyed my 20s, but I'm looking forward to getting to 29 and especially moving into 30s. Like it's going to be just such a different mindset. Hopefully I'm in some different places, and yeah, we just going to breathe positivity into that.
Yes. And now that we're on that topic, what do you have any 30s plans? Because I know what my 30s plans are, and I'm going to get into that in a second, but do you have any 30s plans?
I do. You know, like my plans for my 30s is that hopefully if I'm not going to be finished with my doctoral studies, but I will be on the cusp of hopefully finishing. So my plan is hopefully I'm able to, you know, secure like a nice, you know, teaching position or anything I'm doing outside of academia. I do want to, you know, obviously be moving by that time. I want to have moved out on my own, you know, for the first time. So I'm, you know, looking forward to that. And it's really just, you know, creating my own space. You know, as I look and I envision what my own space, you know, is, you know, apart from my mom, it's like I have so many like thoughts. Like I'm not an interior designer by no means, but it's like I know like how I would want my own space, and just, you know, I can invite my own company over, you know, friends, sexy company when it's that time, and just creating a whole vibe.
Yes. Hakeem, what you doing for your 30th?
Hopefully I'll try to be getting a house. I don't know, like either getting a house or going to Japan.
I love. Why can't we do both?
Yeah,
let's do both.
I thought I was doing something for my 30th. I just went to Oregon with a group of friends, but Japan sounds way better.
Ain't it? I need to step my game up. For my 30th, I can't say all I'm doing. I'm taking like a week off. I always take like a week off of work, but I'm having a whole ass nude photo shoot, and I'm going to enjoy the hell out of that.
I thought you were having an orgy. What?
Pause. When did I say I'm having an orgy? But I feel as though I might.
So he's having orgies and not inviting people. Okay,
I know, right?
As though I got an invite today, Hakeem.
Hey, look. Let's say that for later on in the podcast. All right.
Okay. But now that it's on the table, now I feel like I need to start planning an orgy, because I have not experienced that yet, and that would be a great way to lean into my 30s. And I personally feel like you have like different glow periods. You have that 21 glow, that 25 glow, and if you don't lean into your glows the right way, they're going to last into the next upgrade. And the 30 glow is the one that lasts for a decade. So I'm trying to lean into that real great and do like a mid-range tune up at 35. You know, a little bit of something that way. By 40 it's going to be a whole nother kind of glow up right there. Like I'm going to be like a whole fucking sun at that moment. So I'm just, going in my stages.
But I'm so glad you mentioned that, because I was actually thinking about doing like a sexy photo shoot for like my 30th.
Yes, do it.
Yeah.
Do it.
Yeah.
I kind of want to do that. That sounds fun. Right. I've been in like a nude art show before, but I was like 25. It wasn't for a birthday. So it'd be cool to have like a actual, photo shoot.
Ain't it?
Yeah.
So yeah, everybody, we're doing a nude photo shoot. Y'all are not doing it during my birthday because no, but we should plan something. We should plan something. Oh God. So let's get into this motherfucking episode. You know what? We're gonna start with the bad first, and then we're gonna go to the best. So what? Anyone of you can answer this first. But what was your worst sexual experience, and also what made it the worst sexual experience?
So I can go first. So as a pansexual person, I've dealt with a lot of like men who didn't know anything about the female anatomy. And so in my younger years, there was this one experience. It was just so bad, like all the way around. Like there was no good communication. I at the time didn't have the confidence to say anything about it. we ran out of lube, so he put lotion in my vagina. And I was like, what are you doing? He was like, well, I put lotion on my penis when I masturbate. I'm like, my vagina doesn't work like that. It was just
a flaming coochie. That's a flaming coochie right
that
there.
That is a UTI. And it was just a hot, like, he didn't know, like, the pressure when it came to, like, fingering. He didn't know, like, anything about, and that was, like, the only time at that point, I was like, you know what, from this point on, I'm gonna always talk when it comes to, like, sex and talk about, like, no, because that was just kind of the worst experience ever.
Oh my God. I feel like a burning sensation just by hearing that.
Most of these lotions have alcohol in them, so
yeah, it was bad. And I was like, he said he had lube, he didn't even tell me, so I thought, okay, he's putting lube, and then I felt like this burning sensation. I was like, what did you just put in my vagina? And it was lotion, and I want to say it was like scented lotion. And I was like, what are you doing? Like, are you crazy?
Not he essential oil, the damn I cannot. No, Lord. See, at that point.
And I'm like, I feel so bad for, like, the heterosexual female who just has to deal with, like, only men who don't speak up. Like,
I be feeling sad for, like, a lot of heterosexual people, because I just like, y'all must not really be having good sex, because y'all be the repression that y'all be putting on other people. It's just so stressful. I cannot. Like, what are we doing?
Hey, look, that's why, honestly speaking, that's why I like queer women and, like, people who are, like, on that spectrum, because they obviously know what to do. Straight women. Straight dudes, I don't know what the fuck they do. Like, I don't get it.
And they don't be saying anything. Like, I mean, I'm not the only one who, like, has had experience like that. They just don't be saying anything. Like, the girls are, like, too afraid to say stuff, and I'm just like, nah, like, I can't.
Look, I'm a fan of bruising motherfuckers' egos, so.
Bro, yeah.
So look, we gotta build you that. Like, I gotta
don't ask
you down
me
so
a
we
question
can get
and
right.
expect me to get to lie to you. Like, if you're like, oh, is this dick good? Don't. And if it's not, you just gonna be hurt, because it is what it is.
Look, my go-to, it was decent. Like,
is this dick good? It's all right. You know,
I mean, you know.
C+.
It's fair.
Like, that's why I cannot have anybody that's, like, super verbal during sex, because if you start asking questions, I have the innate response of wanting to answer honestly. So you cannot be like, oh, whose ass is this? Whose dick is this? I'm gonna be like, motherfucker, mine. Like, what the fuck? Like, you loving this?
We're finna write an essay. Like,
right.
Look, we finna answer some rhetorical questions here. Look.
So you're not doing what you think you're doing. You're bringing me out of the zone. Is this good? I can't tell because you asked me that question. Now I have to figure out. Now I have to qualify some shit. Hold up. So who's up next about their experience?
Yeah, I'll speak. I think as a same gender loving man that, of course, as we know, like, when it comes to interaction, so much is placed on the nature of penetration. And for me, I am definitely more of a side guy. So I identify more so on the spectrum of I don't need penetration to enjoy a sexual experience. I actually like more oral and foreplay and, you know, things like that, so, and can be very sexually satisfied. And so I think that for me, and because I had more of a latent, development with expressing sexuality, because I didn't have sex for the first time until I was 25, that I think for me, it's more so my worst sexual experience have come from, like, the mood that's been set. And the one that comes to mind was that a friend of mine who I was becoming intimate with, like, I didn't mind the fact, like, he had 2 cats, but I had a problem with, and I'm glad, like, he eventually, like, put the cats out of the room, but it was all, like, as we were, like, getting into it, I'm just like, like, I don't know where these cats have been. Like, he has, like, they're not house cats. Like, they've been outside. So I'm like, well, what happened? And this can truly come from me being ignorant, because I'm not like an animal person as well. So I was like, okay, I don't mind, being around the cats or whatever, but I have a problem with me being naked around these cats. I don't know where they've been. I don't know, like, are they gonna, like, at some point, like, get in the middle between the two of us? Are they gonna, like, try to scratch me? I don't know. I don't know what's going on here. So I need the cats to go. And so it took him like a good while, because that's actually what ended up happening. Like, one of the cats ended up like coming like almost like in between the two of us at some point, and he had to like get rid of it. But I was just like, look, I'm trying to be in the mood here. I'm trying to, be in the moment, and these cats, they getting on my nerves. Like, and I don't even know and I don't even know your children like that, but they getting on my nerves.
No, I feel you on that. Like, I've hooked up with someone. We hooked up multiple times, but this time I was actually at his place, and he had a dog, and I'm like, okay, I could try to work with this, because that's his baby, that's his pet, whatever. And it licked me on my foot while we were like literally engaging in anything. I'm like, I'm okay with somebody sticking my toes and everything, but I don't want an animal doing it.
Exactly. If it's gonna happen, I want the person I'm with.
Right. Like,
as someone with like animals, like, I'll have my cat like, just chilling, but if we get to the point where we're having sex, I see my animals as babies. Like, it feels weird for them to even be in the room watching me. Like, it's awkward.
Okay, that's you too young for this. You are way too young, baby. go out in the hallway and play. Go scratch something. I know, like, for myself, one of my worst sexual experience was this is back when I was in Macon, and I'm on these apps or whatever. Somebody ended up sending me a dick pic or whatever. I'm like, okay, whatever size it is, because dick pics fly all the time. And I'm like, whatever. I found them very attractive. I was like, okay, yeah, we can meet up, whatnot. And they came over, and I just feel like I should have got a warning, just been like, okay, it's small, but like, it wouldn't have been the first time I hooked up with someone who has a smaller penis and whatnot, but I also have like a huge ass. So I'm like, if you cannot really penetrate anything and that's what you're coming over here for, then it's not going to really be a good sexual experience. Most definitely if you're not going to engage with anything outside of that. And I don't like to receive oral like that unless I'm like, if it's to please the other person, I'll let them do it. But like, if we're not going to do any nipple play, any like kissing the neck, any kind of foreplay, then you wasted my time pulling up. And I felt bad because they drove 30 minutes for me not to be pleased, and their mission was to please me. And I was just like, yeah, like, I think I actually stopped the sex. Because I was like, this just ain't gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. We tried. You came over here. You didn't come, and then here we go. Like, I felt bad.
Yeah.
Hakeem, what about you?
No, but it's something that happens when you're taken out of like the mental space of it, because obviously we know sex is not obviously just physical, it's very much mental. And when like, yeah, your body may be feeling something, but if I'm mentally checked out, I'm like, my mental overrides what I'm feeling physically. And it's like, when I'm checked out, it's like, bitch, bye.
100%. Like, even if I'm in the middle of it, I'm like, nah, I'm good. Like,
think about a million different other things. My worst sexual experience had to be like when I was, when was that? It had to be when I was working at Geico. What? Yeah. It was when I was working at Geico. It was like mid through my career. I had to be like 26, 27 maybe. But yeah, hooked up with a chick. She didn't work there or nothing like that. It's just that I kind of like randomly found her, or like she shot her shot at me. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. This is a nice change of pace. She was like cool and everything, but she had me fucking in somebody else's house. and like
Mm.
her kid was like in the other room sleeping and stuff like that, and I was just kind of like, I feel uncomfortable. Like you know those white folks' houses with the like deer heads on the wall and shit.
Uh-huh.
It was like that.
Oh.
Yeah, I was like,
If the person who lives here comes back, what's going to happen to us? Like, oh my freaking goodness. Oh.
That's why I'm saying, like, you know, it's kind of like now you really do need to be having like exit strategy just in case. Like, I need to be securing perimeter. I need to be doing the whole thing. Like, just in case it pop off, I need to know.
Take me on a tour. Like, let me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I definitely do that too. Like, if anyone gives me their address, since my first time like hooking up, I'll Google the address and I'll see like around the house, like where are the exits? What does this house look like? If the house looks too sketchy, I'm like, I don't know. Like,
Look, I know a couple of days ago, a week ago, somebody sent me their address and I Googled that. I was like, this is not pulling up an actual house, ain't pulling up a trailer, it's pulling up the middle of a fucking road. I am not coming there. I'm sorry. Google might not have updated, but the way that it's looking right now, it said I need to stay my ass home. Thank you.
Right.
It's too many crazy people.
Like, this house has boarded windows. Is this a trap house? I'm good on it.
No, I'm not trying to buy nothing.
I ain't no fucking trap house. I never will though. Like,
me either.
I cannot lie and say I have not.
We gotta talk about that experience.
I cannot say that lie. And I will say it was like a trap house. It was like somebody's grandmother's house that was like, I don't know what was going on with it. This was like when I was in Memphis, and like on the outside, yeah, right. On the outside, things looked pretty great. I was like, okay, this is nice looking house. Get to the door, whatever, and next thing you know, the door opened quite fine. Walked in, I'm like, where the fuck is all the fucking furniture? Like, what is this? And then I look around. There's like a board on some random door, and I'm like, okay, I probably should not be here. Like, the outside is not matching the inside. I don't know. The great thing is it was only us two in there, so I knew I was going to get jumped by nobody. But at the same time, I'm just like, are you moving, or are you in transition? What the fuck is going on here? Because are we like selling dope on the side? Where am I? So yeah, that's my experience in the trap house.
Yeah. And I've just drawn a line in the sand when it comes to these animals. Like, I have another like semi-associate friend, and we've like teased before, like we would like do something together, like, you know, like he knows like one of my favorite things to do is to eat ass. So I'm just like, you know, we teased that, and like I wasn't that serious about it. But then when like I went over to his place for the first time, he has like 4 dogs. And the thing is that sometimes I don't think that people really understand, like, when you have multiple animals, your place has a certain odor. And I'm sorry, I'm very sensitive to smell. Like, I don't need something, you know, like, oh my God, like rainbows or anything like that. But I'm just like, the place has a certain odor. So immediately when I walked in there, really, I wasn't serious about like doing it anyway. And then even if I was, I'm like, not here. No, sir. This is not gonna happen. Like, veto.
No.
Yeah, I agree. Like, I've been like, I have a cat. I just have one cat right now. I'm babysitting another one, but like I have to clean out the litter box twice a day. Like, you have to change out the litter because it'll smell. And I've been over people's houses. They've only had one cat, and like the cat is dirty. I don't think they ever took that cat to a vet. And the whole house smells like litter. Like, it's just a hot mess. Like, I'm like, nah, I can't. I just can't.
So I'm definitely not getting a pet. Well, I do still want a hamster, so I'll get one of those, but I will hate it if my hamster starts smelling up my damn apartment, because then motherfucker got to go. I'm sorry, even though that's a more of a reflection on me not taking care of my hamster the way I need to take care of them.
I'm gonna burn sage. I don't know, but sage clears everything up.
Burn some sage. Like, do something. Do something.
Ooh, Jesus. So, with the worst out of the way, let's start talking about the best sexual experiences. What is your best sexual experience, Hakeem? I want to start with you.
Yeah, you want to hear about this fucking that I was just doing.
I'm living vicariously through you.
I would have to say my best sexual experience was the previous fucking I just came back from. Because it, like, okay, so this is a friend that I've known for, like, actually this is the person that took my virginity. So we kind of like linked up kind of after things kind of settled down, I guess, over the course of the years. And I don't know what it is, but maybe it's old age or like getting older and just like kind of experimenting with different partners, or, you know, seeing what works and what doesn't work. But everything just kind of clicked. I'm like, shit, like, where was this all my life? Like, what was I thinking before?
He unlocked a new feature. Yes, Lord.
Yeah. I'm glad that I have somebody that can actually handle my stamina, and like, cause I don't like, it's just there. Like, after a couple minutes, it's like, all right, well, you know, I'm tired. I'm like, yeah, just give me a second. I'll be back real quick. Like, I was sweat. Like, and the thing about it is, when I get going, like, I start to sweat a lot, and I get very self-conscious about it sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
No issues with her, and I'm like,
good.
This is great.
Yes, we love it. We love it. Shit. Again, I just want to get a dose of that. Like, where do we purchase one of those for real? Like, this motherfucker literally said that he could not walk, y'all. He had to relearn how to walk.
Yeah, well, I'm still wobbly, man. Like,
where does one purchase that?
Never.
Is it on Amazon? Is it on like eBay? It has to be on eBay, because, you know, that's where all the hidden shit is. Is it on Poshmark? Like,
no. See, what you gotta do is you gotta build yourself a good network of friends that are comfortable with fucking. Like, that's the trick.
Yeah, I definitely agree.
I'm working towards that.
Yes, well, we are talking about building a roster next, so we're gonna have to come back to that subject. Who else want to talk about their best? One of y'all.
Yeah. I think my best, going back to like losing virginity, was like my first time. And I think it was because of the fact, like, multiple like emotions were like surrounding it, because I knew that I didn't want my first time to be something that I regretted, because I heard so many stories about people who regretted their first time and wish they would have waited, or, you know, things like that. So I always knew that I wanted it to be like with a close friend, something that was no qualms. And yeah, it was that. It was everything that I think I wanted. And I think because I did it like on my terms and on my time, that's what made it even the more wonderful.
Love it. How about you, Sharita?
Yeah, so my first time was not my best sex experience. It was with an amazing girl, but it just wasn't I wouldn't say that was my best experience. My best one, so going back to something Terrell said earlier, like, it has to be mental and physical. Mm-hmm. So it was someone who was a really, really great friend. We've known each other since high school, but we've never kind of crossed that boundary. And we just really connected. And like, I was able to kind of trust him, which takes me a long time to kind of trust people in that manner. And so it was just, that experience I think was really great. He's very attentive to all of the things that I need. Like, in the very beginning, I was like, going through like a celibacy thing and kind of getting off of it. So we didn't like rush on the penetration stuff. And we used a lot of toys in the beginning and then kind of went into the penetration stuff. And it was always like this continuous like consent thing, which I really love so much of like, okay,
Yes.
how do you feel about this? Or how do you feel about this? Like throughout the sex, which was really great.
I love that. I know. So my best sexual experience, like hands down, I think about it even sometimes these days. It was with No Head, and who lives here in Augusta too. Haven't chatted with that mofo like in forever, but this was also somebody who was married too, so I should not have been being that messy, but hey, it was great. And this is when I learned that I kind of have a thing for pleasure overload. Because one thing, even before then, I've always been like, okay, people talking about tap, making people tap out and all this other stuff. I'm like, but I haven't had that experience. Like, I want to have that experience. And I ended up having the experience. And I was like, hold up, I need to tap out, whatever. And this mofo was just like, you said that you came over for good sex. I'm going to give you this good sex. And I was like, regardless of what you're trying to tap out for, we're going to keep on going. And I was like, let's keep on going. And I enjoyed that to the fullest. Like legs shaking. It wasn't a full body orgasm, if only. But yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed that sexual experience, and I also recorded that. But with the recording, I told them to send it to me, and if I like it, then if you want to post that somewhere, you can. But I never got the recording, so that's the only issue.
Do you know if it's posted somewhere?
I don't know. I kind of want to see if it's been posted somewhere, because I'm just like, might as well. And if I like it, I'll let it stay up. If I don't, we gotta take that shit down.
But something that's interesting though, just Sharita, just as you mentioned about the experience that you talked about, I think that so much of our some of our like best experiences, like you say, it is that mental, it's that emotional and physical connection. Because I asked somebody one time about their feelings surrounding this encounter, and I asked him, I was like, but did you feel safe with him? And he took a long time to like respond. And, in my head, I'm just asking like, when we disassociate, the fact that, sex can be this all-encompassed thing. I'm like, I can, not to say never, but it would be hard for me to ever picture myself in an experience where like I don't feel safe with whoever it is I'm engaging with. And that's no, shame or anything like that to people, who, hookup culture. I mean, hey, if you want to participate in it, that's you. That's not, necessarily for me. I'm not saying that I need to be in love or, anything like that. Hardly that. But I do need to, but because friendship is so important to me, I have to have that friend connection, before I'm able to even go there, because otherwise, if I don't feel safe enough to even be in that space, in a kind of intimate space with you. So
you hit the nail on the head, because I actually just had a conversation with one of your friends, Vernon, about this today. And it was just like I have to feel safe, because like for me, one of my like kinks is like talking me through an orgasm. And like that's just like one of my, and if I don't feel safe with you talking me through an orgasm, or I'm not into it, right? Like I have to feel safe. I have to have some sort of like connection with somebody. And a lot of the times it looks like me hooking up with friends versus me just being like, hey, let me see your dick, let's have sex, because I don't know you, so I can't 100% feel safe in that manner.
I understand that. Like, I know, like, for me, it definitely needs to have, like, some type of trust before I even go over to anybody's house. Like, I have to know a good bit about you. Like, I know, like, way, I say around the times I lost my virginity, when I was wilding out a little bit before I decided to go celibate for, like, 2.5 years. at that point, I was like, okay, if they send me something sexual or face pic, I'm comfortable with meeting up with this person. As long as I'm like, if I'm traveling to them, I feel safe in the area that they're at. I don't mind hooking up with them. But then I got to that point where I like, okay, I need to do that reflection. Like, nigga, you doing way too much. And at that point, I'm like, okay, I'm doing things that could put me in danger. And after that, trying to figure out, okay, who are you, what are your intents, what is your history like what is it that's bringing you into this encounter, and how we can build off of that, because there's a lot of people out here I just cannot trust my body with.
Yeah, and that's a real big point, and that's the main reason why my sexual encounter, the worst one I had, was just like not the best. Even though the person was cool and everything, it's just like the area that they were in, like it was late at fucking night, and there was no like real rapport building. So, and like I'm that kind of person, like that's the reason why I like hooking up with my friends, because I know them. Like I played D&D with them or some shit like that, or I play cards with them or some shit. And I'm like, yeah, I'm a nerd.
I'm here for nerds.
Yeah,
we love a nerd,
and,
especially.
And Hakeem, I'm so with you. I've only ever had sexual experiences with good friends, and it is one of those things. Of course, you do have to, vet and see if you have that kind of chemistry, making sure like there's no qualms and all those kind of things. But yeah, that's who I feel safest with. So, and I think it was always like a good in between, because like I said, I'm not someone that's into hookups, and then I am on the poly spectrum, so relationships look a little bit different. But it's like I was when I was first trying to think about how do I become intimate with someone, I was like, well, what kind of relationships do I feel like are the most important to me? And I always came back to the nature of friendship. Like I take that very seriously. So it's like, why not be intimate with friends?
Like, it makes sense to me.
What's that Spice Girl song? If you want to be my lover, you gotta be my friends.
I get with my friends. I'm so done. I just heard that song recently. The Circle Season 3. If you haven't watched it, you need to watch it. Spice Girls one in there.
Oh, really?
But yeah. So, where was I going with that? Nowhere. So, if you had the chance for anybody, would you change your sexual history?
I don't know. See, here's the thing.
I think there would be some that I'd probably like delete, I guess. But I feel like those experiences were those experiences that I needed in order to have these authentic experiences later. So I don't know. I'm kind of torn though.
I'm on the same tip, because like I don't think I'll be half as good as fucking like my previous experience kind of like dictates my current and future experiences. Like the reason why I know the reason why I know my way around a woman's body is because I sat there, thought about it, visualized it, flipped it, reversed it, all that shit.
Yeah, absolutely. And for the 2 handfuls of experiences that I've had, each partner teaches me something. Like so I get to have intimate partners that I can see like, oh, do I like this? Do I actually like that? And knowing the fact that I'm with someone who I feel safe with, the fact that I can explore things that I've been curious about or that I like, or finding out things that I don't like, and that's been a journey in itself, because I think like when you first start, I don't know, I guess becoming intimate is kind of like you feel like, oh, I just have to be receptive to everything because I don't know, and so you don't know how to really like have a voice for yourself when it comes to sex. But if you are with good consenting people and there is trust, there is relationship building that's there, you feel more comfortable to voice those things, you know, over time. So no, I wouldn't change my history, no.
Yeah, I mean, I think, like, I don't know, like, I think, like, the reason why I know my way around a woman's body is because, I sat there, thought about it, visualized it, flipped it, reversed it, all that shit. Yeah, absolutely. And, like, the reason why I know my history is because, I sat there, thought about it, visualized it, flipped it, reversed it, all that shit.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I'm different. I can't say I appreciate my bad experiences from my sexual history, but I edit as I go. I'm just gonna be real with that. Like, if I don't add you to my list, then you did not make history. I, that means you were below the minimum requirement of being on my body count. So I edit as I go. So
I lost count of body after like the fourth person. I was just like, there's really no need of having a body count, and like everyone is going to be adults, and so everyone's going to assume when you say 3 that you actually mean something more anyway. So
I'm the same. Like I stopped counting in a while, which that's the other reason why it sucks if you don't make the list.
Like, count Zodiacs. I count Zodiacs.
That's because you're a Zodiac killer.
And then we still have the age-old debate about what people constitute as sex as well, because like you may have some people that it's like, oh no, we just like did a little oral. Like to me, like that's not that's not like a hook, like that doesn't count. Or but I mean, so it's kind of like people equate things differently. So while you're counting something as like a part of your body count, like someone else can't or won't. So. Now that doesn't necessarily change the truth of it, but depending on who perspective you're looking at.
Right. I kind of want to know who's deleted me off of their body count. That'd be interesting. I usually remember faces, but there was this one time somebody was like, "Oh yeah, we hooked up before," and I was like, "No, we haven't. Like, I don't know who the fuck you are." And
I sometimes think people are lying though, because this one guy was like trying to hang out with me. He was like, "We hooked up." I was like, "No, I don't recall ever hooking up. I don't even think we ever met." He was like, "Yeah, no, you were saying my name, blah blah blah," and I'm like, I don't even yell people's name out when I'm having sex. So I feel like maybe you got me confused as well. I think they just be lying just so they could get in.
Yeah, he was trying to manifest that lie. Like,
right.
The crazy thing, that person, I actually did hook up with them. That's the crazy. Like they knew they knew like the car I drove, and also which apartment was mine and everything. And I was like, oh shit.
Oh, no, see, that's stalkerish.
I'm so done. No. If we had not met up before, then definitely was stalkerish. But yeah, I was like, well, I guess I was memorable. If you remembered all that, that's interesting. Thank you. But yeah, overall, I don't know if that I deleted him. In my mind was just like wipe clean, or it's just one of those people I just honestly forgot because I went to sleep right after. Who knows? There was something that you mentioned earlier, Tyrell, that I kind of wanted to go into. Oh, sex. Like different definitions of what you define as sex. I definitely include oral within that. It wouldn't be called oral sex if it was not sex. Mm-hmm. So what do y'all define as sex?
If I have to put like, I define oral sex as sex, penetrative sex, anything that I put sex in front of, or behind, sex. That's what it is.
I like that.
So there's in the sex therapy program that I'm in, that was actually one of the big questions, right? And one of the ways that they explained it, I might not be quoting it correctly, but it was like any situation where you and another person are being intimate and are trying to make the other person come, or in some manner. So fingering can be considered sex, or tribing, so it's like scissoring could be considered sex. Like all these different things where the nature is we are trying to make each other come or not come in some capacity in that way, is considered sex.
Yeah, and I would definitely agree with that, because like I say, for me being a side guy and being more oral myself, it's like even as as people state things that they're into, like I just learned the term I think it's like intercurral or something like that, where you actually, like if you were like rubbing your dick in between, somebody's thighs back and forth, like creating that friction, like that is, that is sex. So yeah, exactly. It's like another form of frottage. And so it's kind of like, I think when we start to kind of like segue about what constitutes as sex, what doesn't, I think that that's where we kind of move into like that slippery slope, as to say like, no, all of these are intimate acts that are innately sexual. So even if you were to just, frot or, do whatever, and there could be like no penetration or no oral even involved, that still doesn't mean that it's still not sex.
Yeah. Yeah. Like people use toys or people use things like that, mutual masturbation. There's such a broad spectrum of things that are sexual that don't necessarily include me touching your penis or you touching my vagina or me putting my mouth on any of your private parts. So.
Yeah. I will define it as anything that leads towards mutual pleasure and orgasm, or just not necessarily mutual, but the intention of orgasm. Because I know some people can gain pleasure for other people orgasming, and that to me is still sex. So I'd say that will be my generalized definition. Because there's so much shit that you can do that's sexual. Like food play is something that is very intriguing to me. Not saying that I'm not against it, but I also don't know if I actually explore that route, because I'd be thinking too hard and I'm like, who's gonna clean up all this mess?
Yeah. I can't eat wings at a strip club because of that reason.
Really? See,
actually, strip clubs have the best chicken wings.
That's what I hear. It's just
that too.
But it's sticky. Like, I mean, I guess like food play, like you just gotta be careful because it could get really sticky, or like you gotta be careful. Like, I never had like food play before, but like I was hanging out with this girl and we were eating wings together, and then we ended up like making out, but she didn't wash her hands before, and like she fingered me, and that was another burnt coochie situation.
Hot wings? Don't tell me it was hot wings.
Buffalo.
So it's like, but anything like, things can get sticky, and it's just like, I don't like being sticky from food on top of being sticky from sex. Like, that's just a weird thing for me.
Okay, I have one question from that situation. Did she eat the box after she fingered you with the wing fingers?
Yeah, so yes. I was like, you gotta wash your hands. Because like this ain't it. Like, nah.
But for real, what flavor wings was it?
I think it was lemon pepper hot.
Damn, my God. I almost said lemon pepper hot. I almost said it. I was like, no.
Come on, we live in Georgia. What do you say?
Right, you're right. Back in the Geico days, Hakeem, I don't know if your department heard of it, but in service, we were talking about Thot wings and the Thot wing combo. This started with my team, and one of them, he asked if there were to be a certain wing order that would be considered Thot wings, or the Thot wing combo, what would it be? So everybody here is from Georgia, so I feel like y'all would know this answer. Hakeem, I'm going to start with you, Sharita, then Tyrell. The Thot wing combo, what will you think it is, Hakeem?
I know there's a sweet tea in there. Fries, seasoned fries, mind you, because some places don't put season on their fries, and that's just stupid. And lemon pepper hot, or lemon pepper hot, or lemon pepper hot with honey, because that's a thing as well.
What about you, Sharita?
So I had two thoughts. One was lemon pepper hot, wet, and then making sure with fruit punch and the fries that are seasoned fries. I was also thinking there's a Hennessy hot wings, and I would have thought that would be more of a Thot wing for me. Hennessy hot.
Tyrell?
Yeah, I kind of had some different thoughts as well. I guess the one that's really coming to my mind is like definitely the lemon pepper hot, because that's just like the signature of wings. I would definitely agree with Hakeem, like the seasoned fry, comment, like we need to have some sort of seasoning on the fries. The drink can be a little iffy because depending on if you just want to be ratchet, if you want to be classy, like the drink kind of like tells like so. Some people they could just go for like the regular like sweet tea, and others can have some sort of mixed drink, and then we can all the way go to our own drinks, especially like with the Henny. So I don't know, depending on whichever. I think the drink is what I think typically tops it.
Gotcha. So this was like a 5 out of 5 thing. Like literally 5 people asked, and all 5 people said the same thing without all 5 knowing that we said the same thing. So the hot wing combo was lemon pepper wings, all flat. Of course, the seasoned fries is going to happen regardless. So it doesn't. If if you're in Georgia, they have the Lawry's seasoned salt pack thing in this big ass bottle that you could just sprinkle on any place that serve wings. They got that huge ass container, so that's going to happen regardless. And they're going to put it on the wings too. I don't know why. The wings are already flavored, but so you have lemon pepper wings all flat with the peach drink. That's the drink. That's the Thot wing combo.
See, some places don't have the peach drink. That's why it's just like real iffy. Because
they always have the fruit punch.
They do.
So
yeah, you're right. Ooh, but that peach drink be hitting though. Like,
you know what? Y'all are making me hungry. I think I might order something from American Deli.
Get you a Thot wing combo.
I was trying to be healthy, but listen.
Go ahead, get y'all a Thot wing combo. I support.
This will be the last time. I promise. I use DoorDash.
I'm done. Oh, okay. So, if y'all had the opportunity, or if the opportunity presented itself, is there any specific person that you would like to have sex with again?
Oh.
Okay, we know Hakeem's answer.
Yeah.
You know what you're doing after this call.
Right, you're gonna call us.
I already got that arranged. We had that conversation. She was like, "Yeah, so Sunday, you coming over?" I was like, "Yeah." We're doing mutual masturbation Sunday.
Oh my! Oh, I like that. That sounds like a thing.
Yeah.
Mutual masturbation Sunday.
I need that because I could do that all day. That sounds
fun.
Yeah.
But it's actually not her that I would have sex with again. Like, there was a girl that I was actually like super interested in back when I was still working at Geico, and it was a coworker's sister, and I don't know how toxic I was at that time, but I felt like it was a straight 0 because I think that's what made me toxic. Like, if I could just rewind the clock and like see her again, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna fuck the shit out of you, and I'm gonna make sure that you can't go with anyone else but me. Like, you gonna think about it. When you dating an old dude, get married to an old dude, I'll be the dick that you think of.
I support. What about Tyrell, Sharita? Which do y'all have a person?
If it wasn't for them being like a toxic person, I probably would. Like, toxic dick is the best.
Yeah.
So like, if we could just like separate the toxic person from the dick, yes, there is one.
Yeah, I would say, the person who like, again, just really makes me feel comfortable with like knowing that I can like explore, like do different things. He's always up for it. Yeah, I'm always willing to, engage with him. And actually, the person I'm talking about is like the only person who I have been with on more than 2 occasions. So yeah.
I have a few people I will want to hook up again with. I know one of them married mofo here in Augusta. We hooked up like a couple times before that magical event happened. I would like to relive that. But there was also this rapper in Nashville that I hooked up with, and I will.
A rapper?
We're not talking about that. They're not from Nashville, but they were in Nashville.
You had to sign that NDA?
No, it wasn't like somebody big. Somebody who's like, they're progressing. Let's put it that way. this is going off that toxic shit. And I was staying on campus, so this is me as professional. It was like
it's professional.
Yeah, professional days. And then like that we were on break. So it was Thanksgiving break. And yeah, I was just like, might as well go and hook up with somebody. Brought them back to my room, and we hooked up. And I didn't realize this motherfucker had a whole ass Glock on him. I was like, hold the fuck up. How can you mute it? But
yeah, I say he got that thing on him.
Exactly, multiple. But like, yeah, I would definitely do that again, just without the gun this time. And
I don't know, like if a girl was toting that thing, I'm like, you know, what you gonna do with that? You gonna stick me up, like?
I don't like to fuck around with those fuck arounds with people. But yeah, I would definitely revisit that. That was fun. And there was also this model too. I had the opportunity. Well, I can't say I had the opportunity. If I would have not been staying, it was one of those like breaks, and I was staying with family. So if I was not staying at a family member's house and I just had a hotel room, oh shit could have gone down multiple times throughout that night, and it would have been great. Let the stars align.
This is why I'm hopeful that this AWA convention, I'm able to find a plethora and bountiful ass, because like I just need to know like what's going on with the cosplay world, like how horny are these conventions, because I hear things and people like, yeah, conventions are like full of horny people, and I'm like, I need to see it.
I've been to quite a few, and I can attest there are horny people there.
Are there a lot?
Yeah.
Are they what?
Are there a lot of horny people there?
Yes. Oh, there's some freaks there.
So we need to go, because I need to solidify these plans to make that trip. I also need to figure out what the hell I'm going to wear, and I might just recycle the outfit for Halloween, since it is in October, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I do need to find a Halloween costume too, and I think I had something, but if I'm going to go to this convention, I need something a little bit sexier than what I already have for Halloween.
Are y'all gonna get like a hotel room, or what are y'all trying to do? Just drive back and forth to it?
Nah, I got a hotel already booked and everything. Like once I figured out AWA was in October, I was like, yep, I'm doing that shit. Click. Yeah.
Nice.
I need to go ahead and get my situation.
I know, because all the hotels that are nearby are gonna be full.
Yep. Like a motherfucker. I think I got one at like La Quinta. But I'm gonna try to commute either back and forth from the hotel to the convention center, or like take public transit or something like that, if that's a thing in Atlanta.
Yeah, I mean, public transit is cool. They usually they have a lot of after parties of those things. So the only thing with that, I went to MomoCon, and the public transit stops I think at 1:40, and so there's a lot of after parties, and if you're trying to stay out late, you have to figure out a ride to get where you need to go.
Got you. Okay. Is Uber and Lyft pretty big out there, or big up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're always pretty big out there. Now you might have to deal with surge price.
They get expensive.
Yeah, because let me tell you, I usually do rideshare because I don't drive. So yeah, these pricing and then canceling rides at the last minute is really taking me for a tailspin, and I may have to write somebody about it because this is really upsetting me. But but typically, yes, it is. Yeah, if you do a rideshare in Atlanta, you'll be pretty okay.
Okay, cool. Because I did that for Minneapolis, because I went to the APA convention in Minneapolis, did a rideshare to get back to the airport. It was amazing. The person who drove me back to the airport, she was she had her car smelled like sage, which was amazing. And she gave me a inspirational quote before I left, and blessed my trip and stuff. I was like, oh my god, is this what Lyft, what are you doing? Are you trying to send me a message right now? Like, it's great.
Okay.
Like seriously, like you do be having those transformative like rides. I had one just the other day. Like coming home, I was upset because once again I had to stand outside of the building, wait for the pricing to go down a little bit after no rides were in the area. When I finally got matched with somebody, the guy was really cool. We talked from the time he picked me up to the time he dropped me off in for like 5 o'clock traffic, and was just like asking each other about our lives. He was interested in what I was doing with my studies, and just all this type of thing. It would seem like no time had passed. Like I love those type of rides.
Okay.
So what cheat code y'all in with this universe? That's all I need to know. Not to say that all my Ubers have been horrible, because I've had some great ones. Like there was this one Uber driver, we were just talking about Indian food the entire time, and he like gave me some recipes, but I was also too drunk, and and he was like, he allowed me to go to like McDonald's to pee because I really had to pee, and I was like, fam, look, I don't want to, we are having a great connection here, but I really got to piss, and I know I'm like 10 minutes away from my apartment, and I don't want to disrespect your vehicle and piss in your car. Can we please go to this damn McDonald's? Well, we went to a gas station first, but they had like we don't have a public bathroom shit, and then we went to the McDonald's. I was like, I fucking love you, man.
Yeah.
Like, the Lord sent you for me. Wait, would any one of y'all ever have sex with your Uber driver? I just want to know.
I've actually gotten hit on more than once by an Uber driver.
Mm-hmm.
There have been some that I was like, maybe I should call, but I didn't. I did use one to just give me free rides though. I know, I'm a bad friend. I'm a bad person.
Hey,
No,
I support.
absolutely not.
I respect the game.
No, but yeah, I have had some fine Uber drivers. Like, and the thing is that I think I'm the type of person, like, I think about it, but then I know I would be like too nervous to do it. Like, so it would just be like, it was like one of the things like play out in my mind, because like I love to be like on my Twitter porn and see like those like public videos. Now, I feel, because something is like, I have two minds when I'm seeing like those kind of videos of like people like getting off like in the back seat. Of their, like Uber ride. I'd be like, oh my God, like this is like so hot. But then on my other hand, I'm just like, oh my God, like the boldness and the disrespect.
Right. That's where my mind
like,
be at all the
like
time.
you in somebody's car, like somebody you don't know, getting off right now. Like this, I can't. But yeah, it has me conflicted.
Cause I'm like, I've seen some really fun ass Uber drivers, and I just be like, can I meet you somewhere else? Like, can I just be out in the club? And I'm like, you look familiar. Where do I know you from? Do you drive Uber? Oh, you that cute one? Yeah.
Not that cute one.
I did call you cute. You know my address. I drop off like 50 people a week. But I give it to you.
Oh shit. I haven't rode enough Ubers and stuff to like actually pick out the ones that are fine. Let me tell you about these servers though. Like, when you going through the drive-through and shit like that, you like, damn, like,
right?
Why you think? Like, why are
you working here?
Yeah, I'm like, what you doing over here serving up fries and no shakes? What? Oh, but
some fine ass people out here.
It's ridiculous.
I love to see it, but also I'll have to remember these streets is dangerous. These streets is crazy. There was somebody yesterday. I'm like, I find you extremely attractive. It's always when they start talking. It's always when they
oh no,
all the time, all the fucking time. I'm just like, no.
You're done.
You had a sure thing.
And I be trying to play it off like, because a lot of times when people find out like I'm in English and everything, like the first thing that their mind goes to like, oh, like I'm gonna be trying to use like correct grammar and things like that. I'll be like, no, like it's not none of that. But then like low key, I be judging too. Like,
You know what? I do that too because they'd be like, "Oh, you a therapist? Don't psychoanalyze me," and I'm like, "I'm not." But then they'll tell me like their whole trauma, and I'm like, "You got some problems." First of all, just because I'm a therapist, don't mean I'm gonna be your therapist, and you have to just like throw your whole trauma at me. Like I don't know what you want from me, but like nah.
Exactly. It's kind of like I'm gonna use like like what they deem as like correct grammar English, which I mean like that's absurd. But and then they'll say something like because like you is this, you is that, and I'm like in my head I'm like it's you are, but like, use like correct verbs.
Right. It's like the only time you can use incorrect verbs is when you ride the stick. But
cannot with Hakeem, y'all. He's canceled for the rest of the damn season.
What you mean?
Get off this down. Y'all just don't know how much I hate that man for real. I'm joking. Oh, on that note, I think it is that time to close out the show. I thank all y'all so much for being a part of the Ho'Liloquy family and helping this show do what it needs to do. Does anybody have any last words that they want to share with the audience before I close shit out?
I'm gonna just say peace, love, and happiness. Make sure that you're cleansing yourself spiritually and also physically, drinking water, eating right, and all that kind of jazz. And make sure y'all just love each other, man.
Absolutely, I love that. And since we've been speaking about best experience, worst experience with sex, just always remember, people out there, always make sure to give consent, make sure you are getting that back, and never be in a situation where you are feeling uncomfortable. Listen to your mind, listen to your body, and if they are not in alignment with each other, say no and reschedule for another time, move on to somebody else, but know that the power resides in you.
Yeah, and to piggyback off of that, like always speak up, right? If you're seeing something, or if you like, even though you said yes in the beginning, they're doing something that is no longer making you comfortable, always speak up for yourself.
Yes. I'm just going to ruin that powerful mood and just say y'all go out there and slap some ass. So, respectfully slap some ass. On that note, thank you all so much for listening to the Ho'Liloquy podcast, where we step out and speak on sexuality. Just in case no one else told you this today, you are beautiful, you are worthy of happiness and joy. You are enough and then some. You may not live up to the expectations of others, but that is okay. You are only required to walk in your own shoes. May each day you live lead you towards abundance. With that said, love you all and see you next motherfucking episode. Bye.
Peace.
Thank you for listening to the Ho'Liloquy podcast, where we step out and speak on sexuality. You can subscribe to the podcast through your favorite podcasting app and find us on the web at www.ho'liloquy.com. That's www.heauxliloquy.com. Share the podcast with your friends and join the conversation.